next week or so, I'll be posting a lot on hyperbaric oxygen therapy, HBOT for the brain. Today, we're going to talk about the 2012 Wolf et al. Study. Let me give you the conclusion before even talking about it. The first conclusion is that 2.4 ATA is worse than 1.3 ATA. I'll explain ATA later. Second conclusion is that normal air is better than 100% oxygen. When I bought my hyperbaric chamber about 2 years ago, I took a while before choosing a hard case metallic chamber that could hold 2 ATA, which is like 10 meters or 33 feet underwater. I did that because I was focused on doing a certain protocol, which I'll talk about in later videos, for stroke and dementia prevention. There's so much to talk about. I'm realizing it's not as simple as do this for this long at this pressure and your brain will improve. It is way more complex and it's really interesting. So listen on. Today, we'll just be talking about the Wolf et al. Study in 2012. All the studies I'll be talking about this coming week or weeks are inspired by Paul Hodge's 2022 paper. Anyway, Paul Hodge is a giant in the field of HBOT, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and specializes specifically in TBI, traumatic brain injury. When I read his 2022 paper, it was referring to research studies that went as far back as a decade ago, and as I dug further, I realized there's so much tea. There's so much that for today's video, I'll be covering just one study and already so much tea in this. So the Wolf et al. Study. One study, 50 Air Force personnel with traumatic brain injury. 30 sessions over 8 weeks. That's like one HBOT session every 2 to 3 days. There were 2 groups. First group, the 1.3 ATA regular air group. 1.3 ATA is sort of like 3 meters or 10 feet deep underwater, breathing in regular air. This was meant to be the control or sham group. The second group is a 2.4 ATA 100% oxygen group. This would be like 14 meters or 46 feet deep. This is pretty deep. Breathing in 100% oxygen. Here's the scandal. The conclusion by the authors was word for word. This study showed that hyperbaric oxygen at 2.4 ATA pressure had no effect on post-concussive symptoms after mild TBI. No effect. I'm like, if you comb the paper, you realize that the abstract omits valuable information. In reality, the sham group, the 1.3 ATA people breathing in regular air, improved way more than the 2.4 ATA people breathing in 100% oxygen. I mean, if you think about it, this study was likely meant to prove that 2.4 ATA is better than 1.3 ATA, like more is better, right? I would think that too, and that's why I bought a 2.0 ATA machine. But the converse is true, at least if you take these outcomes separately. And in my opinion, the authors of the study probably didn't want to admit it. Think about what this means. At 1.3 ATA, it's like going down 10 feet deep in a swimming pool. Most of us have been down there. Even kids can go down there. Just that pressure, for a while of course, over 8 weeks, had therapeutic effect. That's pretty amazing. This sort of makes you think, maybe I don't even need to breathe in 100% oxygen. Just normal air, which is like 21% oxygen, is enough. Man, if you were me, you would feel so deflated because I bought a quality chamber that cost a lot, when an inflatable one that could hold 1.5 ATA would have done the job, right? Now let's look at how both groups were evaluated so you understand even better what the differences were. The 1.3 ATA air group, 10 out of 22 impact scores improved significantly. PTSD symptoms reduced by 22%. The 2.4 ATA oxygen group, 2 out of 22 impact scores improved significantly. PTSD symptoms reduced by 18%. Quick conclusion, both groups got better. Pressure seems to help in both cases, even in the case without using oxygen, only using normal air. The PTSD numbers are comparable, 18% versus 22%, but the impact scores are not comparable at all. Let me explain. The impact test had 22 separate items measuring different aspects of post-concussion symptoms like headache, memory problems, fogginess, emotional symptoms, sleep, concentration. Each item is scored separately, so if the participant says, I had a significant improvement, that gets a check. Because a significant improvement means the change was large enough that it's unlikely to be random noise. So, quick analogy. Imagine you have 22 broken light bulbs in your house. After treatment A, 10 of them are working again. After treatment B, only 2 of them are working. Treatment A, which is the 1.3 ATA normal air, fixed nearly half of the 22 light bulbs. Treatment B fixed only 2 light bulbs. At least you can conclude that both of them fixed something, right? But back to the authors of the study. Their conclusion was, this study showed that hyperbaric oxygen at 2.4 ATA pressure had no effect on post-concussive symptoms after mild TBI. I'm like, 2.4 ATA had some effect, didn't it? At least it cured 2 out of 22 of the symptoms. Not so good, but still okay, right? But what really messed with my brain was, why did he leave out the 1.3 ATA results? Those results are the most important. In the next video, I'll be talking about how they set up these studies, what is a phase 2 or phase 3 study in drug discovery that can be analogous to this. At present, we really don't know if I were to breathe in 100% oxygen, if 1.3, 1.5, 2, or 2.4 ATA is the best. And even more interesting, there's not been a study comparing normal air being breathed in at 1.3, 1.5, 2.0, and 2.4 ATA. That has not been done. And we haven't even broached the topic of different kinds of condition. For example, my aims are for prevention of dementia. The studies I've been talking about in this video pertain mostly to TBI, traumatic brain injury, which is like an impact injury, which is different than trying to treat a healthy brain that I think may not be so healthy in 20 years. So that's that. See you in the next video. Thank you.